Good morning, YouTube. Today is an exciting day as I try not to fall down these steps. It's gonna be road tripping in the GMC dusty roads. First day is a shop truck. Let's go get gas, throw some trash away, get to the shop, get some work done, pick up supplies, probably lunch somewhere in there. Not really sure the order, but hey, let's go along for the ride, shall we? It is cold as a mug in here. Where's my key? Right there. Gotta go get some other keys too that are left in the other car. Neutral, 2 pumps, switch on. 2 more pumps. It's cold out here. 2 more pumps. Come on, baby. What the heck? There we go. Windshield wipers work on this rig? That would be important to know. Blinkers work. Oh, the windshield wipers barely work. Spread that pollen around. I don't know if you can see that breath, but man, no wonder she wouldn't start. That carburetor's dialed in for springtime mode. So I bought Dusty Roads in October of last year. And as you guys see from the previous videos, really just now has the time to start doing some stuff to it to make it drivable. We took off the lift blocks on the front and the back because that was dangerous. Did some like carburetor adjustments, which obviously was a little bit too, which was set for springtime mode on that cold start just a second ago. But we've got her drivable, and me and Cash took it to church probably a month or so ago without a legit tag. You don't have to tell nobody that. But now, as of yesterday, she is legal. She is in my name. She has a legit tag. We have insurance. And so today she is getting the shop truck experience. We're going to work at the shop. We got some stuff to do. I got to go pick up some supplies. Just gonna be a good day out testing this rig. Hoping and praying that I don't sling a alternator belt again like I did on the first drive out. That was exciting, but we'll see. I think she's gonna be fine. Driving the 3-speed or the, okay, so on these 4-wheel drive trucks, somebody in the comments needs to educate me, because I know you guys love to educate people who make content. Is a 3-speed with a granny low transmission, is it a 4-speed manual, or is it a 3-speed manual with a granny low? I know you know the answer, so drop the comment below, because I'm really not sure. But the professionals do, I guarantee it. Guys, we are almost at the shop. It's been a great ride. Hear the sound of those all-terrains just whistling down the road, whining or whistling, whichever one you want to say. But man, no radio, because I did the radio delete for the storage pocket. The crisp sound of an exhaust leak coming out of the stock manifold on the passenger side, soon to get eliminated because we're hitting the headers. home sweet home. Left the GoPro in the truck, so I already cut the lights on. Didn't get that good reveal, but today's gonna be fun. I got this seat to pattern out. There's the bottom. This was a factory 60 or 61 frame. It's gonna get webbing and everything to allow for the new, actually it's getting a truck seat spring, like out of a square body seat, to bridge that gap. The springs in the back, all new foam, hand shaped here in the shop. There's the seat bottom. Let me move some stuff. I can show you what that looks like. So that's what she looks like put together. All new foam, hand cut here in the shop. It's all marked up like a crayon book, a coloring book. It's all marked up like a coloring book to get all the lines right. But then over here for today also got a 73 to 80 C10 dash. It was cracked to pieces. Got all the cracks filled with fiberglass filler. Then I put a layer of 2-pound foam on the top. Block sanded out nice and smooth. She'll have a French seam down through there, and she'll be wrapped in black. Also on today's agenda, I might pull Dusty Rhodes in here and do some tinkering. Not really sure, but let's work on the dash. Once you get your pattern made with your pieces of vinyl on the dash, one thing I like to do is I cut this little channel. So it is 3/4 of an inch wide because I use a 3/8 seam allowance. So this means when I put the French seam in this ditch right here, there won't be a bulge like you see sometimes. It just sits kind of in here, nice and flush. Don't nobody like having mountains on their dash? You gotta have that seam looking pristine seams. That could be a name of an upholstery shop if you want to open one. Pristine Seams LLC. Somebody get it before it's taken. Now we sew. I'm gonna show you something, or I'm gonna sew you something. I'm gonna sew something, but let me show you something about what I'm sewing. So when I say I patterned it out, I put these witness marks, these little lines with the silver ink pen. Call them witness marks. So if your memory's fading, you can remember, hey, I marked that right there. So what you do is with the witness marks, didn't mean to nearly throw that at you. When you're sewing your pieces together, let's get this in the right orientation. Boom. You know, start at the end. You can see, maybe, hopefully. Let me gather this in a way you can see it. The pieces line up. Those marks line up there. Going down the piece, those line up there. Sometimes you got to do some push and pull. Sometimes it's back and forth. It's not always perfect, but you got to make it right because rubbing's racing and we're gonna get to stitching. First I gotta cut these lines, and I want to start from this side. One thing I love about YouTube is it's giving me a reason to talk to myself. You know, I do it all the time anyway, but my mom always said, son, it's okay. Bless your heart. As long as you don't start answering yourself, it's okay. So, if any of you guys out there talk to yourselves, just don't answer yourself. Apparently, that's what gets you in trouble. And if you're wondering why I'm cutting these notches, it's so I can see the line on the bottom side. We'll get you an overhead shot. I'll let you see what I'm talking about. Maybe that angle will work. We shall see. Let's see if I can point and talk. Alright, so see here? Cut that little notch out. See here? We have the notch cut, so you can see the silver line underneath the bottom. So you do that so you can see where you're headed. I should have cut that piece off way back there, but I didn't. Send it. It's all good though. Alright, now that we got thread half a mile long on that top piece that we don't need, let's line these up. Oh, almost forgot. Lock stitch. You gotta do a lock stitch or else it'll pull apart. Ask me how I know. Because I have failed. I've failed, guys. Believe it or not, I have messed something up before. More than once. That's the part about... Bleh. That's part of being self-taught. You gotta count your mistakes that might have cost you money and material as a learning experience, because I didn't go to school. So, trial and error costs something in the long run, so... You gotta pay somebody for education, and I'd rather pay messed up material than have somebody get rich off of me, right? Like they're really getting rich. I mean, that's probably not practical or the right thing to say, but if you need to pay for higher education, by all means, do so. Some people cannot learn from trial and error or YouTube videos. I fortunately can. So it's helped me out tremendously. So we're gonna sew this guy up. Then we'll go over to the other sewing machine and do the top stitch. I like to keep two machines set up, one for structural seams like this, and then one for top stitching, because it's just easier to have contrast thread. If you're gonna do it set up on one, you're not having to change stuff out. Time is money, but we ain't in no hurry, because we want it right the first time, right? Right the first time. That's the name of the game. Like doing turns. Oh, we're traveling. We're cooking. This is tricky. Where these turns have to turn in on each other. They're not my favorite. Sometimes you gotta do them. You gotta do them. Push and pull, push and pull, push and pull, push and pull. Oh baby, we're there. All right, we are on the home stretch. Hope. Home stretch, here we go, baby. Here we go, baby. Awesome. Hit that lock stitch. Cut this runoff tab off. Use it back here. To the other. Change of scenery for another piece of machinery. The old Consew 206 RB4, who's set up for top stitching. Now, this machine's set up to make those pretty seams that go on top. And we're gonna do something. Get our piece folded back here. All right. We have started. There's no turning back now. See, you got to keep this presser foot like just perfect on here. Lined up perfectly so your French seam isn't all wiggly. because people don't like to be paying you for a wiggly seam. You got to keep this foot right next to the seam. Well, that's how I align everything, because it allows you to keep the seam straight. You don't want crooked. Don't nobody got time for crooked seams. You got to keep that junk looking nice. I always use Ceraphil brand thread. There's other companies out there. I've tried them, and just in my experience, the Ceraphil is just consistent. Like, I hardly ever have thread breaking. It sews super smooth. It doesn't get bound up. It's just a good product to me. So I'm gonna finish this French seam up, and we'll see you back at the dash. One side down. Let's get the other side. Ah! Missed the runoff tab. French seams are complete. Cut that guy off. That's a French seam, guys. Pretty and straight. Yeah. French seams are on. Professional hand model, not for hire. Looks good. Now let's set it on the dash. See how it looks. I'll show you what I was talking about earlier. So this channel's cut for this. This channel is cut out here, so this little bit that hangs over can lay perfectly. Hard to do it one-handed. Perfectly in that little groove. So when it lays down, it's flat across there. If it wasn't notched out, you'd see a little hump. But she's laid out. She's gonna look good. She's sewn together, and just like that. And there she is. Color changed, stitched up. Black on black, classic, looking nice. So if you ever need your dash wrapped, shoot me a message. We can make it whatever color you want. Got some vents printing at home that'll go in here before the customer picks it up, but overall, just a nice new slick dash. The shop has gotten out of hand. It's filthy as crap. I've been cleaning, throwing away trash. All I got left is this pile of crap. And then I'm sure I'll move something and dust will fly everywhere, but who knows? It's nice, not falling. And MDF dust every time you walk somewhere. But it's also impossible to sweep this crap up when your trash can has a hole in it. So I'm gonna do the best I can. We ain't worried about that right now. Cause it's past my lunchtime and I gotta go get something. If you don't drive something that makes you excited when you walk back up to it after eating some Chick-fil-A for lunch at 1:45, you need to get you something else to drive and probably eat lunch a little earlier. I think I'm gonna wrap it right here. The shop's clean-ish. It's looking pretty nice. Nice enough for a working man's shop, but that's beside the point. Shop's clean. I can come in Monday, hit it hard. But let me show you this dash one more time. I'm pretty proud of it. And if you're somebody that wants a dash, got a square body, 73 to 87 or 67 to 72, I can wrap those too. If you want your dash wrapped, just send me a message. I got you. I promise. A reconditioned factory dash will fit way better than an aftermarket one. Prove me wrong. I just about fell. Let's look at the dash. So again, she's smoothed out. New foam. Got the top stitch down through here. She'll have some defrost vents in here. But man, oh man, she be looking nice. That's gonna do it for today's video, guys. We drove to the shop. We got some work done. We cleaned some stuff up. We went to lunch. We came back. We showed you the dash that got wrapped. And if you're interested in one, I can hook you up. It's not a shameless plug. It's my channel. I can do what I want. So, again, I'm done. See you next time.